In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the most out of your grammar and spelling checker. In the File section, I want you to select Options. And we're going to look at the proofing options. You have a lot of different options here. You can change autocorrect, you can set what to ignore for spelling, and you can choose grammar and spelling checking in Word. Typically you're going to want all of these checked. This is one you may or may not have seen before. It's Show Readability Statistics. For your writing style, I'd like you to check grammar and style and go into your settings. I found this incredibly useful when I started college because I had a teacher who was really hung up on the use of passive sentences. When I left MCC to go to Rockford College, I didn't know what a passive sentence was. I now can correct them, but I still sometimes have trouble catching them in my own writing. So typically, for grammar, I have everything selected, and for style, I have everything selected. So it will find passive sentences, possessives. Sometimes I'll choose to ignore things, but I'd rather have everything checked. I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to hit Recheck Document. And we're going to go through and take a quick look at it through the spell checker. So I'm going to go into Review, Spelling and Grammar, and run the interactive checker. I like this one because you get the little blue squiggly line and you can just go in and change it there, but here they'll suggest changes and tell you what's wrong. Here I have a space between words. Here I spelled health wrong. This is a passive voice, and this explains here exactly what that is. And sometimes you'll just choose to ignore. In this particular document, I don't care if I have one passive sentence. So I'm going to hit Change. I'm going to hit Ignore because the conclusion is personal and I want it to be in first person. I'm also going to ignore the passive voice there. I'm going to ignore the passive voice there, and I'm going to change the spelling on attracts, change the spelling on because, and change the spelling, and ignore the first person. Ignore, and ignore, and ignore. Okay, so it tells me my spelling and grammar check are complete, and it brings up the readability statistics. I think that these are interesting, and you should be aware of them. It'll give you a word count, character count, paragraph count, and sentence count. It'll give you averages, but this is the ones that I like to read. Passive sentences at 11%. I'm not sure exactly what the guidelines are as far as good writing, but generally the less passive sentences that you have, the better written and more lively and entertaining the document is. Reading ease. The easier it is to read, the lower the grade level. Most people comfortably write at a 4th to 6th grade level because when they're reading on the internet in newspapers, it's common to write to that level because everybody can understand it. This isn't written at a really high level, but for college you should be writing usually at 10th grade or higher. It won't matter for this assignment, but I want you to see where these are, and the higher you get in college, usually the higher grade level you want to be writing at. So be aware of that these statistics are there in the Windows version of Word, and it's some interesting things to look at. So you're going to hand in your document, and you'll also hand it in the discussion, where you will go through and edit and provide feedback to one other person.